Okay, today we are going to use the foam roller. Okay, let's get warmed up first. So, big deep breath in, reach, 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 and dive yourself down. Oh, nice and stiff. So just on this first one, hold still. Drop the head. Don't worry about the stiffness. It'll go away as we get warm. And ragdoll yourself up. All the way up. Big reach. Come up and out of those hips. And dive back down. Already you can get a little bit farther. Now you're going to bend your right knee and then the left knee. Keeping the feet nice and flat. And it doesn't have to be a big bend. Just a nice gentle bend. We're still warm. We're just in a warm-up phase right now. So we don't want to overstretch. We're not warm enough yet. And one more right. And one more left. Straighten those legs without locking out the knee. Drop the head. And ragdoll up. Use that breath. It'll help get you warm. Inhale and exhale down. All right, this time we're going to wag our tails. So you're going to just wag your tailbone to the right and to the left. And it's little. Keep your knees bent as much as you need. And left. I just want you to feel the stretch. I don't care if the stretch is looking good or looking perfect. I just want you to feel it. And just wag that tailbone. This actually should feel pretty good. And one more right. And one more left. Bend the knees. We're going to start moving a little bit more. Big reach up. And dive it down. All right, now we're going to walk ourselves out nice and slow into a plank. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and hold. Now we're going to keep your abs in, and we're going to use the abs to bring us into a down dog. So try to push those heels down to the floor, tailbone up. You're going to take your right leg up and bring it through into a lunge. Hold the lunge, stretch the hip. Reach those arms up and hold. And come on down, back into your plank. And down dog. Fix your sock. And reach the opposite leg up. Bring it through, so you use your abs to bring it through. Now you're going to use your abs and your glutes to steady yourself so that you can bring yourself into a crescent. So, hold it here. Nice stretch right in the hip. And bring yourself down, back into a plank. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, and onto your hands and knees you go. All right, now, here's where we grab our foam roller. So the foam roller does help to mimic the reformer, and it's really good for balance. Just kind of kicks everything up a notch. So what you're going to do is balance on your hands and knees. So knees are on the reformer. Roller, what am I saying? You're going to start with your left leg, reach it long. So since you're unbalanced, a lot of this kind of unbalanced stuff will happen. So you got to really get those abs in tight. If you're able, reach the opposite arm up. Hold it and come down. Good job. So start with the leg, opposite leg, and then add the arm. And it's wobbly. Switch sides, so keep those abs in. Don't lift the leg too high. Woo! Find a spot to stare at, and you can start to go a little faster. Feeling it in the arms. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Wobbling is completely normal on this. Now, left leg comes out nice and long, and you're going to tap and up, tap and up. 7, 8, 9, and leave it up and circle. Hold it and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and hold and come down. All right, now opposite leg. Reach it as long as you can, point the toes, and then tap and up. Tap that big toe, tap and up. Arms are starting to get a little tired. They might start to shake a little bit, that's fine. Three, 2, hold it, and baby circles, 10 in each direction. Hold and reverse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now we are going to turn our foam roller this way and have a seat. So you're going to come down. So you want your foam roller to be long enough for your back to be on. We're going to start with just some half roll downs. So just have your hands on the backs of your legs, abs are in, spine is straight. Inhale, as you exhale, just curl it and then straighten back up. So when we're doing these exercises on our back, you're going to constantly feel like you're going to fall off. And we want that. We want our brain to be tricked a little bit. You're not going to fall. And if you fall, it's only a couple inches. I don't know if that's considered falling. Can't really fall off the floor. All right, last one. And this time, roll it all the way down. All right, now, if you're not able to get your head on the foam, if your foam roller is like short like mine, that's okay. Just scoot yourself down as far as you can. We're going to do the 100. So you need to get those abs in tight, lift the head and shoulders up, and start pumping the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Challenge yourself. Try to bring a leg up. Switch sides. Last set. And down. Remember, you're always going to have one side that's way more wobbly than the other. All right, we're going to do some roll-ups. So inhale, as you exhale, bring yourself up, beginning to adjust, and then bring yourself down. If you can, straighten out those legs. Inhale, And exhale, good job. You might need to keep your legs a little bit apart. This should feel good. I always feel it like it's a good little spine massage. Oh. Up. And it starts to get harder and harder as you go. And down. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Don't worry if it doesn't look pretty. And down. The harder, the more fatigued you get, the more it starts to look a little sloppy. And that's all right. And last one. Ooh, up. And down. All right, now we're going to do our single leg stretch. So you're going to have your arms out into a T. Legs go back into tabletop. And we're going to do right knee in, left leg out, and switch. Right and left. Right and left. Good job. Right and left. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Foam roller needs to go away for a little bit. Nice and tall, we're going to roll like a ball. So I hug my knees when I roll like a ball, but you can be more gentle and have your hands on your ankles. Get on those sling bones, abs in, tuck the chin, roll, and up. Use those abs. Try not to use the legs. Two more. Always reset if you need to. And down. All right, I'm gonna need to take off my socks, even though these are sticky socks. We're gonna use this again, and you really need to have a good grip. Now, you might get a toe cramp. If you get a cramp on this, you might even get a hammy cramp. Immediately come out of the exercise. You can't work through a cramp, so don't even try. Just come out of the exercise and restart. So we're going to start with a couple bridges. Hands by your side, just to get used to pulling it the reformer. The roller. All right, so get on those, the pit of your foot. Inhale, as you exhale, come up into a high bridge and peel it down. So you're immediately going to feel pressure on those hammies. And up, a lot more pressure than you do when we do this without the foam roller. So anytime you want to do this during my classes, add the foam roller, go for it. Kicks it up a notch, and down, and up, and down. So try to make sure your toes are pointed up towards the sky. They're going to want to turn out. But we don't want to train our body to do that. So that's part of why the reformer is so great, is it helps with that. So let's do one more up. Now you're going to hold it. We're going to slide the roller out and bring it back in. Out and in. Keep going. You might have to reset your feet. We have 5 more. 5, 4, 3, keep breathing. 2, these are hard. Finish it out and come down. All right, give a little hug. Little hug on especially low back. If it's not used to this, it's gonna feel this a little more. Rock side to side. Okay, now we're going to do a combo. So we're going to bridge, slide out, lower down, and in. Bridge, slide out, down, and in. Bridge, slide, down, and in. Bridge, slide, down, and in. Now we reverse that. Slide out, lift up, bring it in, peel it down. So you know you're going to get this break right here, so you can try to peel down as slowly as possible, because you know you're going to get a little break. 3 more. Out, lift, in, and down. Out, lift, in, and down. It's getting hard. I'm not able to lift as high. Out, lift, in, and down. All right. Hug the knees. Go ahead and put your roller to the side for a little bit. All right, we need to do our double leg stretch. So scoop it up, feet in the Pilates stance, out for 2, in for 2, out for 2, in for 2, out, out, in, out, out, in, out, out, in, last one, out, out, in. Now let's stretch out those legs a little bit. Right leg stays in, let the left leg float and hover off the floor. Pull the right leg in, stretch. Need a little stretched up. Foam roller was tough on the hammies. Right and left. Right and left. Right and left. Right. Double time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Lengthen yourself so that you can do a roll up to get yourself up. Abs in tight. Inhale. Exhale, bring it up. And touch those toes, stretch the legs. So we're going to stretch. The next 2 are going to be a stretch and a workout at the same time, a little more so than usual. So still stretching out those legs. We're going to do open leg rocker. So just like rolling like a ball, but the legs are out. Tuck the chin, rock it back. Hopefully you're feeling a good stretch in the back of your legs. Rock it back. Get a little stretch in the back as well. Abs in tight. Don't roll onto that neck. 2 more. Rock. And balance. Rock. Balance. Set the legs down. Hands go back behind you. So now your fingertips are facing your seat. You're going to feel a good stretch in your biceps. This is a reverse plank. So inhale. As you exhale, lift. Feel that stretch in the bicep. Hold it for a breath. Big deep breath in. And relax. And again, inhale. Exhale, up and hold. Inhale again. And relax. We have 3 more. Up. This is also a little calf workout. And down. Dig with those heels up. And down. Last one. Up and hold. 3, 2, 1. And down. All right. Onto our side legs. So start out nice and straight. Bring those legs forward into banana. Top leg comes up. We're going to point for 2. Flex it back for 1. Point, point, and flex. Point, point, and 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we're going to rotate our foot up to the sky, point and flex, point and flex. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now we're going to hop potato, tap for 2 in the back, up, tap for 2 in the front, and tap, tap, up, tap, tap, up, tap, tap, up, tap, tap, up. And down. All right, now we need to do some big circles. So top leg comes up and around. So it's more of an oval. And reverse. Three, 4, and 5. All right, straighten out. Bring this leg in, get a nice little stretch here, and lift the bottom leg, and lift, and lift. Little pulses with the inner thigh. Hold it, and circle. Hold it, and reverse. Hold and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. All right, straighten everything out. Lengthen yourself, abs in, hand behind the head, and lift and hover. Lift, you'll feel a little pinch in the oblique. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. All right, before we go to the other side, we're going to tick-tock. So we're going to be on our forearms, and we're not on our sitting bones as much. You're more on your low back here. So get those abs in tight, then bring the legs up. We're going to go clockwise and pause. Counterclockwise and pause. Good job. Keep going. Clockwise, pause. So you're going left cheek to right cheek to left cheek, and then tailbone. So we have a little bit of a range of motion here in the hips. One more set, clockwise and counterclockwise. All right, swing those legs around. Nice and straight. Bring the legs forward just a little bit. So I use my mat as a guide. I just don't bring my legs off my mat. Point for 2, flex it back for 1. So point, point, and flex. Seven, 8, 9, and 10. Rotate that knee up towards the sky, point and flex, point and flex. Eight, 9, and 10. Good job. Hot potato. Tap, tap, up, tap, tap, up. 7, 8, 9, and 10. As always, if you start to get tired, you can bring yourself down, up and around. So I noticed I was starting to sink in my shoulder too much. So I'm just going to take notice. I just take notice of those things, and I go by what my body tells me. So my body's telling me, Katie, you're slumping, you better come down. So I will. 1, reverse, 2, 3, 4, and down. All right, straighten. My leg doesn't want to come. All right, lift it up, and then from there, pulse. Hold it and circle. And reverse. And pulse it out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and down. We need a little stretch. So, turn around, lift the seat, take the first leg we worked, and then sit your seat back down and hold. And lift and switch. Ooh. Every time. My left side, every time. All right, we need to work our backs a little bit. So, flip around. We're going to just go right on into our swim. So, slide yourself out, feet are hip distance apart, abs in, glutes tight. Lift and go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and child's pose. Or down dog if you want, whatever you feel. Okay, now grab your foam roller again. This is a full body plank type thingy. So what you need to do is get yourself nice and stable. Straighten yourself out. So the first one you may need to adjust a little bit. So I'm going to have my roller down by my ankles. I'm going to bring my knees in and out. We have 10, 2, 3. I'm going to try to keep my seat down instead of popping up as much as possible. Use those abs. 5, 4, 3. Don't let your head hang. 2. Finish it out and relax down. All right, one more. We have a teaser on the foam roller. So ideally my roller would be a little longer, but I'm going with what I got for right now. So I'm going to take my right leg out, left arm out. My hand is on, actually I'll do the other side. So my hand is flat. Inhale. As you exhale, pop yourself up. So feel free to push into the floor with that hand as much as you need. Up and down. Up and down. Last one. Up and down. Other side. Inhale, exhale up, and it's wobbly, so you're going to use that opposite hand to help you out because you're on an unstable surface right now. 3, 2, and each, as I've said earlier, and finish it out, and down. Good job. One side will be very different than the other side. All right. We are going to finish it out with our seal puppy. So just like rolling like a ball and open leg rocker, this time you're going to scoop your hands underneath and around your ankles. So same thing, don't roll onto your neck. Balance on those sitting bones. So we're going to tap for 2. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 and tap, tap, and sit in a nice easy pose. All right. One hand stays on the floor, the other one reaches up and over. Big deep breath in so that you're not shallow. And switch sides. Try to cool down a little bit. I started out pretty cold. Now I'm feeling nice and warm. And reach those arms up. And bring them to your heart. And one more time, big reach up. And hands to the heart. All right, very good job.